Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm LegoLover. In today's video, I'm going to show a clip of interview/chat with my great AFOL friend Owen. He's from England and now he's living in Germany. And we had a great conversation just talking about our hobby. And he's actually among the very first, I think maybe he's the first person that commented on my Instagram post, my very first MOC. So he's been very supportive and very encouraging, and actually gave me a lot of suggestions over the past 2 years after I starting to use my Instagram Lego account. So without further ado, I will show the clip. So I will divide the video into two parts, part 1 and part 2. So today I'm gonna uploading only the part 1. It's a little bit long. You can tell that we have a great conversation. And I will show his Instagram account here, right in the middle, so that you can check his account. And I will show some of his his town, maybe right after my introduction, so that you can know a little bit about his Lego hobby. So let's start. With Owen's permission, I downloaded these pictures from his Instagram account. Please go ahead and check out his other posts about Lego and about his life. Ready for the chat? Let's start. So maybe you can do a little bit introduction about yourself.
Okay. I'm Owen. I'm obviously English. I live in Germany. It's a region called Baden-Württemberg, which is southwest Germany, which borders France and Austria. And originally my hometown is Watford, which is just to the northwest of London. And it's actually the home of the Harry Potter studio.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Although if you go on the website, it'll say North London, Warner Brothers North London Studios, but it's actually in Watford.
Ah, cool.
So that's where I'm from.
I should visit that place sometime in the future.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm 47 years young, not old. You know. play with Lego, so I've got to say young rather than old.
Yeah, putting that in a different perspective. I like that.
Yeah. And I'm a big Lego fan. Crazy for Lego. That's that's all I think about when I watch. I think of my Lego, which is rather easy because I'm surrounded by it.
Yeah. So okay. How long have you been playing Lego?
Well, I first got into Lego when I was about 8 years old. It wasn't the first toy that I was into. I was into the first toy I was really into was Action Man, which was back in the very late. Which was back in the very late 70s, and it was a toy which all the kids played. It was a doll about that high, and it was basically a British soldier, and he used to play a bit pew pew pew. Then I when I was about 7 or 8, I went to a new school, and one of the guys that I got friends with, he was into Lego, which you know, something inside of me just lit up, and I just got into it. And then another one of my best friends, he was getting into Lego at the same time. So then I was just hooked. Really got me. And but the themes at the time, this was back in the early 80s, was rather limited. It's not like all the Lego themes that we got now, and there's so many.
Yeah.
So I got really into space Lego. The first set I bought was it was only £1.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they started at £1. It's the modern equivalent in euros is €10 or
Okay.
or
Like a
$10.
small set, maybe?
Yeah. I'll show you a picture of the exact model I got.
Nice.
I think can you? Wait a minute.
Yep, I
Can you
got.
see that?
I see. Legoland.
Yeah.
Did you actually buy that from Legoland?
No. Because the all the things from Lego was called Legoland. So there was no city. It was called town. So you had Legoland Town, Legoland Space, Legoland Castle.
Good to know. I never know that. New information for me.
Yeah, and you can see the numbers. It was only 4 digits. That was 6801.
Right. I remember my first set is a systems Lego set. It's also only 4 digits. Now they are doing 5 digits.
But the interesting thing is, like, even though because back then there was no polybags, like they came in little cardboard boxes, and even though the equivalent is modern equivalent is $10,
right?
That the models were much simpler then. So actually the piece count that in those sets were actually more equivalent now to the polybag. So that was the very first set that I got, and then I'll show you the second set. Was that one?
Oh, cool! Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
that's nicer than the first one, actually.
Yeah. So and it was a good sort of combination because you had like one was a spacecraft and one was a rover.
Right.
And I used to go to my local store, which was a Woolworths, and even when I wasn't buying anything, I was looking, thinking, which one am I going to buy next? With
so
my
excited.
Yeah, because I was so excited, but obviously, like all the Lego I was buying, I was buying with my own allowance, and my parents they weren't rich, they didn't have lots of money. It's not like now kids seem to be able to get everything they want. So I could only buy the cheap sets, and when I could afford them, and the big sets they were only for Christmas time.
Oh.
And when I'm talking big sets, is the modern equivalent would be $80, maybe $80, maybe $100.
Yeah.
Let me find. Hopefully, I should have it. Yeah. It was that one.
It's a space station.
Yeah, I think this was called the Space Command set. And these sets, if you look, can you see they've got 2 base plates?
I only see one.
No, there's 2.
Right, yes.
Because a lot of apart from the creator sets, they have base plates, so you can build on them.
Right.
Modern sets these days, like whether it's City or the other sets, they don't have base plates. They tend to be sprawling. Maybe Lego thinks kids don't want to just put everything on one set. Maybe they prefer to have them sprawled out on the floor where they can move them where they want them and play with them. But back then, all the big sets were on base plates, and it was a big deal to have this Lego set with these 2 big base plates, because I'll never forget it. It was the 1981 Christmas. To this day, it's the best Christmas I ever had. It was just amazing. It was just so incredible from going from these small little £1 sets to these big sets.
Yeah, I can tell from your hands gestures. It must be a great memory.
So special, and well, these days, as you get older, sometimes it's harder to remember things. Especially time goes so fast, because once you get to your 20s, time goes like that.
Yeah.
But that specific moment I can remember, But I've got no idea how much it costs because it wasn't my money that bought it. My mum bought it.
Yeah.
And I remember getting a big box. You open it and you put all the parts out. And you just exploded. It was just so much fun.
Yeah.
And then obviously over the years, I added to it. I was always buying new sets. Like I think I must have gone into the Woolworths, which was my local store, which I bought all my Lego from. I think I must have went in there at least 2 or 3 times a week. Even if I wasn't buying anything, I just loved picking them up and holding them and looking at them.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah,
100% with you. Sometimes I just went to Lego store nearby and just go there to see those sets. I'm so satisfied and happy.
Yeah. Just to go off a tangent, like 3 weeks ago, I went to visit my mum in England, and in Watford they've got a Lego store, because in Germany there's not a Lego store local to me. The nearest one is, I don't know how much it is in miles, because in Germany everything's in kilometers, but I think it's 130 kilometers away, which is in Munich. That's my closest one. So it's not practical for me to get there easily. Well, one day I'd like to visit Munich, but it's not somewhere where I can just go on an afternoon and think, oh, I feel like going to the Lego store. But when I go to England, I always visit that store, and the people in there are just so nice. They are just such lovely people, great staff. Right. Because there's a store in London, the Leicester Square store, and that's a great store, beautiful store.
I want to go there.
Yeah, it's a sense of wonder, but the staff there are nice, but they're not as good as the one in Watford. But I think that's more down to the sheer volume of people that go in there. There's so many people going in there, and they're much more busy. Whereas the one in my local town, Watford, it does get busy, but there's London and Watford. There's no comparison. Because the one in London, Leicester Square, during the day, peak times, there's a queue just to get it in, and there's security staff at the door. Wow. where they let you in, because it can't take the volume of people all at once. So when people come out, then they let you in.
Wow.
So the one in Watford, the staff there, they're more, the customer service is a little bit better, and sometimes they'll just talk and chat to you, which is really nice.
Nice.
Because well, I don't know if you can see my T-shirt.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, I've actually got a hoodie with the same thing on it, but I don't have it with me. I left it. I think I left it. I can't find it. I must have left it in England. The staff in Watford, I wore it in there, and they was impressed.
I see. So you haven't stopped all these years?
No. Well, okay. Getting back to when I was a kid, yeah, I was, I got into it when I was 8 years old, and I was collecting over the years, and my collection was getting bigger and bigger and bigger. It was. I didn't have a table for it. It was on the floor. It was like all over the floor, and even into my teenage years, when I was 13, 14. By the time you get into those age, even though I was loving it, I was enjoying it. It was something I had to keep. I had to keep it a secret. because at that sort of age, it's not something that you want to, because you're trying to be older and like a man. So it was something well, all my close friends knew I had it, knew I was still into it, but it wasn't something I could discuss really anymore with anyone. And so I think I got to about 15 years old, and I came home and it wasn't there. My mum got rid of it. She got rid of all of it. She said I was too old for it, which was upsetting. But I didn't fight for it, because I didn't fight it because it just caused problems. And I thought, oh, maybe I am too old, even though I was really sad. And so I went through so many years. I was still into it, but it just went to the back of my mind. So occasionally I go into, like, because I'd go into a toy store because Lego stores, I didn't. They were toys. Dedicated Lego stores wasn't a thing until recent years, until the last few years. So I might go into a Toys R Us or a different toy store. I'll just take a quick look. But then I started getting into gaming. So that became my hobby. Well, I'd have other hobbies like cycling, stuff I like to do outdoors, but stuff at home. I got more into gaming, and so Lego wasn't a thing anymore. But it's something I never forgot. And then what started getting me back into it again was actually the Avengers.
Okay.
And so it was like the merchandise in general, because I'm a big Marvel fan, and I love the Marvel Cinematic Universe, just absolutely love it. And I don't have it now because I haven't got much of my Marvel sets out, but I got the truck. Have you seen the Avengers movie?
Yes.
You know when he's trying to get away from Shield, when he's with Loki, the truck that they drive. I bought that, and that was the first Lego set I bought. The Avengers came out in 2012, so that must have been. God, my maths is terrible. Let me think.
7 years, 6 or 7.
No. Because I stopped playing with Lego. 87.
Okay.
And so my last ever, when I was a kid, my last ever set that I was bought was 1987.
Okay.
And the next set I bought was 2012.
Okay, 2012. Okay, let me. 25 years.
25 years. God, that's incredible.
So 25 years later, you're back into Lego again.
And then I'm a big Star Wars fan as well. So I started looking at, because Star Wars sets, even though I saw Star Wars sets before, the Star Wars sets by that time were starting to get really, really good. And so I started buying a couple of Star Wars sets, but I was slowly getting into it. But it wasn't like from zero to where I am now. It was like a creeping thing where I was starting getting into it. Plus, I was still living at home in England at the time, so I didn't have lots of space where I could take it up as a serious hobby again. Right. But I was getting more into it, and I was starting to look at the Lego regularly. And then what really sort of clicked in me was the Lego movie. That was 2014. Yeah. And that really sort of reignited my passion. Really, really, really. It was such a great movie, and it made me feel like a kid again. How I was when I got my first big Lego set in 1980, Christmas in 1981. And I remember I went, I saw the movie, loved it, and when I came out, I thought to myself, when I walked out of the cinema, I thought, I've got to get back into Lego. I've got to get back into Lego. It's just so awesome. Just absolutely loved it. And but I still wasn't collecting it seriously, because like now, even though I was willing, I just didn't have the space for it. And then I got into a relationship, which brought me to a relationship with a German woman, and which brought me out here. And then things didn't work out. I started buying Lego. I started buying more Lego because I had some little bit more space to buy Lego. But the relationship didn't work out, and then I moved to where I am now, and the first thing on my mind is, right, I'm gonna really get into it. So I went on the IKEA website, looked at some tables, bought them. And I thought I can, and I bought some shelving. And went, right, now this is a serious hobby. Yeah. And plus, what ignited my passion was, well, first it was the Avengers movie, Star Wars, then the Lego movie, right. And then obviously get my new place, and then Instagram, because I was using Instagram, but it was mostly mostly for my gaming hobby, and to upload some of my holiday photographs. Right. And then obviously I got into Lego, and then then obviously my thing switched to Lego, and then I started meeting others, and it just blew my mind.
Yeah, there's
blew my
great
mind.
People out there. Oh my gosh.
The community, because the gaming community online is good, but the people are the Lego community on, especially Instagram, not so much Twitter. Like they don't really exist on Twitter. Instagram, that's where they all are.
Yeah,
and it's just such a wonderful community that I can't speak highly enough. And it just amazes me the range of people on there.
Yeah,
young, old, all over the world.
Right.
Like awesome people from Mexico, Brazil, USA, Australia, Japan, Korea. I haven't met anyone from New Zealand yet.
China.
Yeah, obviously China. Yeah, and yeah, I never would have thought that I would have expected maybe adult males to be into it, but like I think some of the craziest AFLs are women. like some of them in their 60s and like really into their Lego.
Yeah.
So
why not?
Yeah, it's just incredible, and it's just and they in turn made my passion even stronger for Lego. It's just the most amazing community, and because I never really thought of myself as a creative person. You know, I can't draw, I can't sing, you know, I can't paint, you know, I can't make music, I can't write or anything like that. But Lego's the one thing that's sparked my creativity. I haven't really managed to put it into my creative, really to put it into action yet, because I still feel like a learner, and I'm still, and I feel like I've still got lots to learn. Plus, obviously, it's not a cheap hobby.
Right.
I do have there's some sets which I'm thinking I can do something. I can actually modify it, because there's one set, the corner garage, which I'll probably get at the end of the year. I like the first two levels, but the bottom level on the garage, that's going to go out, and I want to make it into sort of like a coffee shop, sort of donut shop.
It's a gas station, right?
Yeah. That bit that's gonna go. Because of what I was looking at, I think you got this set recently. I think you know the city set with the donut.
No.
You haven't got that? Oh,
no. I don't have any like large sets. The biggest set I get is the old fishing store. Yeah.
Because there's the two things I really want in it. I want the coffee shop with the big donut on it. Because I want to put that on that with that.
That's nice.
And I really like the TV crew. Because I think that's really cool.
Which one? The Friends?
No. It's a city set. It's got the big donut. It's got a coffee shop.
Oh, I know that one. Yeah.
It's got the toy store. And it's got a TV crew. You know, it's got a camera, and a camera's got a microphone on it, and it's got a news reporter with her microphone, and it's got a van as well. And I think that's really, especially the TV crew, because that's really cool, because I'm into the Lego movie stuff,
right? And
the sort of over the years, and probably what I've seen with other people is because when I first started building my city, I think everything, well, just like anything, like you learn and improve as you go along. And like the thing with the city, I thought, oh, it's great, I got it out. But then I thought to myself, it looks a bit too static. Like it's you got to try and make it feel more alive, like there's things happening in the city. So, and the TV crew is good for that, because I like the Lego movie stuff. So you've always got scenarios and things that can be happening, whether it's Ninjago or Batman movie or Lego. So if you've got a TV crew and they're there to record the events,
right,
to report on the news, that's really cool. So that's one of the features I really love about that set. So that's good.
Okay, hope you enjoyed the video part 1. And I will upload part 2 tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. I'm still editing it. There's nothing, really not a lot of edits I need to do. I just want to put the entire clip out there. See you next time. Bye!